is the way to collective life experiences. The way in which education is put upon not just African people, but all people. Its purpose is to control and to contain in a box. And if you ever step out that box, you will then see a world that is outside the box.
As my pen inks, my mind speaks divine bloodlines, abstract concepts, metaphors, and simplistic sublimes. My delivery's okay, but my writing's another time. Zone of its own like honeycombs and armies inside of my mind. I think it right, it kick it, then go and hide in the furrows and the jungles of Jamal's hidden eye. Caught you staring, maybe glaring, still I will not comply with the status quo. Is freedom, bro, that I hold on high. Hip hop, holy scripture writers always collide with the masses who wear glasses blocking vision inside. If upper classes with the passes mean that I'm verified, conversely would a failure guarantee that I'm vilified? Choose to reside, yes I, that's right, Jamal outside county lines. For the city limits, games that give me stuttering time. As fast as camera flashes, yes I read the symbols and signs. The birds and the vines, the bees and trees, they all intertwine. I live outside the box when my system knocks something abstract. Let my mind think before my eye blinks. Watch my dirty soul, don't let it sink. I stand naked as me. I live outside the box when my system knocks something abstract. Let my mind think before my eye blinks. Watch my dirty soul, don't let it sink. I stand naked as me. You sit with your hands on fit, admit your arm too long for the outfit, and you come with no permits to certify that you're legit. Face the perils of the pits and the fists of pessimists who suggest that you should quit. Get a job and shovel shit, buy some dope and try to pitch. You got the fever for the flavor, but the flavor leaves an itch. And until you scratch the bitch, as a slave you be his pig. Now take a step into this ditch that you dug. Can you dig? We're adults, no longer kids. For mistake, just consequence and hesitance. Cleanse the lens that's been sold by foes and friends, lovers, teachers, preachers, kin. Like piston in the wind if you don't start over again and change your thinking. This lesson is about your perception. Your mind is the ultimate weapon. False reality's the ultimate deception. 1, 2, mic check it, we break it any given second. I live outside the box when my system knocks something abstract. Let my mind think before my eye blinks. Watch my dirty soul, don't let it sink. I stand naked as me. I live outside the box when my system knocks something abstract. Let my mind think before my eye blinks. Watch my dirty soul, don't let it sink. I stand naked as me. Verse 3, in the midst of this reality, refuse to be a casualty. So casually my mind patrols a galaxy where atoms be colliding with themselves and splitting constantly. Explosion and destruction is the birth of creativity. I'm crazy, see, maybe what you think of me. Well, I agree, it takes a little lunacy to see outside the fantasy. Imagine we remove the canopies, caps and coverings, exposing the true piano keys and play these melodies. The people would be pissing, levy penalties on enemies, and government officials would be running for the hills and plead the tyranny that you inflict with flip car reciprocity. You follow me? Hands up in the air and raise them hurriedly, ferociously. Emotions be the captain's soul, so let them sing. A her, no blur, vision 2020 peep, planet surfing, megahertz and frequencies. You feeling me? 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 You feeling me?
Peace, peace. Good evening. Peace out there in the world. You know, it's a late night chit chat here, Saturday night. And getting on to have a little conversation. I did a live yesterday and I said I was going to try to get on yesterday evening, and it didn't pan out. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get on here tonight and have a conversation. And now that I'm on here, I wish I would have done it on Zoom, although you got to give up something. If I was on Zoom, I don't have all my music on Zoom. But then if I come over here, I don't have that board that I can walk right on in Zoom. But we're going to make it work anyway because I got my physical board with me tonight. But peace to everybody out there in the world. I'm trying to give folks a minute, see if any anybody else out there will get notified and get in here. But either way, we're going to start getting this thing going. So what did I title this? I think I called it Creating Your Own Metaphysical Computer. And so I'm rocking my let me move this camera. My mic. I'm rocking my this is an example of my metaphysical computer. This is one of my examples of my metaphysical computer that I'm rocking tonight. I talked about this yesterday. I said I was gonna explain some of what this means. Because I'm going to be coming out with my own merch or apparel, and I won't say the name of what I'm going to call it yet, but it represents putting what you study, what you learn to work. It's applicable studies, because if you follow or have been around with what I do, you know I have an affinity for language and exploring language, exploring the meaning of words and the power of words. And so it's only right that you do all this studying, that with doing all this studying, that you get out here and experiment and you apply. And for me, like I mentioned yesterday, this is game time. Like, this is the time where all these great teachers that have come before us, and many who still are walking on this plane, but a lot of the great ones that we have ingested their energy. It's only right that what we feel like we valued and learned, that it becomes applicable. Because now we're seeing stuff we learned about in the 90s or the early 2000s. And because some people are so prophetic in what they're talking about or presenting, that the time goes by for so long that it seems like they were just talking a bunch of woo-woo, crazy conspiracies and just making up stuff. And and then you find yourself living in what was discussed and realizing that it was not just Disney or imagination. It's real deal stuff. Subtle energy is a real thing. Hidden forces is a real thing. Hidden motives is a real thing. Manipulation is a real thing. The bending of people's willpower is a real thing. The power of media to shape how people think is a real thing. The attempt to invite malefic energies for malefic purposes is a real thing. And so here we find ourselves challenged to actually get out in the field and be applying what we have been engulfed in. And if you are new to this type of information, then you're challenged to study to show thyself approved, and to not get wrapped up in just what sounds good and being a follower, to actually take time and study on all angles. You need to be reading books. You need to be dealing with your own intuitive language, as in going within yourself. You need to be contemplative, meditative. You need to be experiential or experimental. I guess that would be that's the proper word, experimental. You know, you need to actually get out in the field and try some stuff. And at the same time, you need to remain grounded in the 3D reality. So it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot. But this is where I want to start. A couple years ago, no, it's last year. Last year, my wife's job will pick a night and they will buy out Six Flags. Okay. We have a Six Flags here in North Texas. And so it's all their employees. It's thousands at where she works. And so it's all employees and family and whatever. And so we go to this Six Flags. And when you walk in the main entrance, there's a kind of circular area, kind of in the heart or the middle of the park. And I hate amusement parks. You know, when I was a little boy, I was just dying to get to Six Flags because they got one in Atlanta. I always wanted to get down there to Six Flags, and we had Carowinds in North Carolina, in Charlotte. And we went there one time, and I remember riding Thunder Road. But here I am as an adult. I hate amusement parks. You know, because I can really see from my perspective what purpose they serve. And it really, really hit me hard last year when we went, because you know the children love all that. So try not to be an old curmudgeon. But what I experienced was and I'm I want to tell this story, but at the same time, I'm trying to remember everything I wanted to talk about tonight, but whatever. So we're in the middle of the park, and I'm waiting on my wife to cash out in the little gift store, cash out the tokens so that the kids can get whatever little trinkets you can get for whatever tokens. I'm standing there and my back starts tightening up. And you know, around my erectors, it started getting tight. So when I turned around, I realized that they have an inverted, because you know, here in Texas, the Lone, you know, Texas is referred to as the Lone Star State. So this is a familiar symbol of Texas, the 5-pointed star. Now, from the standpoint of occult geometry, this is representative of Venus. Okay. But that's just one position of Venus, because the star that was behind me, though, was Venus in the inverted position. And let me see. Wait a minute. I'm trying to draw this upside down. I need my... It was boom, 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 boom. Okay, there we go. So this is what was behind me. So the inverted 5-pointed star will bring the apex pointing down as opposed to pointing up. So what's the significance of this? When you, and for some of y'all, this is going to be stuff you already know, but some people might not know this. What is the significance of the positions of these two stars? Well, the upright star is electric, i.e., masculine. That's right, Pandora, Eastern Star. Then the other one is magnetic. It is feminine. Okay. So that's the difference. When it's pointing up, there we go. When it is pointing up, it is masculine and electric. When it's pointing down, it is magnetic, feminine. Okay. So when I'm standing there, now you got to think about how this park is set up. P's that crazy. So when you go into the park in Six Flags, listen to the name, Six Flags. Let me write that down so it'll trigger me to come back. I don't know why they call it Six Flags. I know it's supposed to be six like international flags or whatever, but I'm not even gonna try to go on what the stated meaning. I'm gonna look at that six. Because see what I'm wearing, six-pointed star. Leave myself another note, something else I gotta mention. Okay. So when you walk into Six Flags, the main gate, that means the energy is coming in through the main gate, right? When you come in, your energy is going towards where this star is pointing, the apex. And remember, when the star is down, it is magnetic. All right. So common sense. What does this set up? They set that up to draw energy. And the majority of the souls that come through there are young souls. Young, innocent, for the most part, souls. Innocence, the word innocence means that it's not noxious. So when you have nonsense, it means noxious. It means poisonous. So if something is innocent, it is not noxious. It's not poisonous. And so it is an accelerant for poisonous energy to have the chance to try to defile something that is not poison. The fact that it's not poison is like it is exciting. Okay. So when you walk in there and you walk toward, that's right, golden timeline, harvesting portals, you're walking right to the apex of the star. Okay. And so what's going on in an amusement park? An amusement park. Oh yeah. Let me write myself another word. An amusement park is a huge generator. It's almost like the collider that they got. the Hadron Collider. It's like a crude version of that, because you got all these, you got wheels moving, you got tracks, all that's generating energy. You have people screaming, waving their arms, generating energy. So an amusement park is a huge generator. I gotta write myself. Let me see. Central processing unit. Transmitter. Okay. And so yeah, it hit me when I'm standing there and my back started hurting. And I turn around and I see that. And I'm like, damn, look how ill they are with it. Because when you create a symbol and you are part of, although we don't create these shapes and symbols because they have no beginning. We don't have a beginning for them. But when you harness it, then what you are doing is your intent charges whatever that symbol is. Once it's in your possession, you charge it based on what your intentions are. So if by chance the people who are behind the scenes have certain intentions, then they are charging that. And all of the people who are coming and going to and fro, unbeknownst to them, they are participating in generating energy to feed that symbol and the intentions that go behind it. It's just like the logo of a business. It's just like the brand. Every time we wear this, well, when they created that branding, what was the intention behind the brand when they created that we go and exchange currency, which is energy, or at least it is a representative of our energy. It's a symbol of our energy. We exchange, and exchange means that there's a flow of energy going back and forth, almost like AC/DC. It's alternating current that is generating. Everything in this reality is about generation, the ability to generate energy. It is the movement of subtle force. And so when you see it, it's like, dang. So the majority of us live our lives just trying to make it. Just trying to make it. And we are out here battling each other, just trying to make it. The highways in your city are major generators of energy. And just think what all goes on the highway. You have all types of frustration. Traffic's backed up. People are driving mad, crazy, or they're completely unaware of their surroundings and they're slow. So the combination of people going fast, people going very slow, it brings a danger element. It brings more frustration. And all of it, and there's death that occurs on the highway. So the highway is a major generator of energy that affects the environment within a given place. And now, which one comes first, the chicken or the egg? Is it the other aspects? Is it the astrological formations? And then the fact that people, if they don't live their lives being introspective, then they become easily grabbed by the astrological configurations. Thus, they feed into the dismal reality on the highway, which then serves as a generator to keep perpetuating more dismal environmental effects, because the highway is, especially as cities become more congested. You know, you're driving to work in frustration. You're driving home in frustration. So your day starts with anger and tension. And here we got to set up for your day to end in anger and tension. It's ill. And we can think that it's just, oh man, you just, if you understand and study this stuff, you'll start seeing that everything is everything, and you'll see things unfold all around, um things all around you, how you'll see common themes playing out. Peace, Black Butterfly. um so yeah, it's and yeah, Golden Timeline said, yeah, the election process is off. Yeah, the election process is, yeah, study that word, vote, you know. And high rises, yes, high rise is concrete. um that crazy said the world is turning more Martian. Yeah, or it's turning in, it is, the the um the unevolved side of Mars is being really accentuated. But the reason that I led in with the experience at Six Flags is because it was a great reminder of the power of symbols. And if somebody else can take a symbol and charge you with their intent, then why can't we do the same, um, and as a means of protection or for whatever else you're looking to use it for? But I'm trying to find my towel. One moment. So, one of the reasons of studying is that you can broaden your horizon. And one of the best ways is, everybody needs to be building a library. Ain't no 17 ways around it. You need to be building a library, because what you will do is it will help you get inroads to gifts that you may have, but that may be in a state of being very crude. And what you can do is you study different things, and they can help you further activate what's already inside of you. There's a misconception that if you read, that you are following what other people say, and that you're not utilizing your own intuition and your spiritual discernment. Nothing could be further from the truth, because anytime you sit and listen to a person talk and you follow whatever you think, that whatever they're saying, because it resonates with you, it is the same as reading somebody's book, because the book is a collection of someone's thoughts and research and whatever else. And so if you listen to somebody talk, but you're arguing that, you shouldn't be, that, books are overrated, then it's a contradiction, because again, a book is a collection of someone's thought processes. And when you listen to someone talk, you listen to them conveying their thought processes. So be open and study so that you can be well-rounded, so that you never know when these things seed into your subconscious, and then they'll rise up and be available for you, because the outside influence is not making you. It is just giving you tools to refine the gifts that are really inside of you. That's ultimately the at the end of the day, it's about refining what is in us. Okay. And you want to be open to ways to do that. So when you're studying, you can find out things. So when you study numerology, you study sacred geometry, you study astrology, you study etymology, you, you'll see all these things will support each other, and they'll all have places where they overlap. And when you start finding those overlappings, which is what another word is conceptual blending, or another one on a higher level is what they refer to as chaos magic, where you're blending things, that seem like they are not supposed to go together. And having the audacity to believe that you can actually create your own systems of, I don't like saying manipulating, but maneuvering subtle energy. Okay. What I am wearing tonight is an example of me creating something to maneuver subtle energy. Okay. Everything in here has a purpose, and everything is speaking, and it is alive. I have 6 letters that I'm wearing, Hebrew letters. And I'm gonna give a little breakdown of this, because this is the introduction to, like I said, this merch that I'm coming out with, and apparel. And I want you all's feedback too in the comments. Like when you when you go back into the video, I want people to let me know if you might be interested. This would be like my little field research too. Okay. But I want to explain what this is. First, I'm going to back up so you can see the shirt. Now I'm going to tell you what it is. Because, and then I'm going to break it down. So we got 6 Hebrew letters. I got a 6-pointed star. That star is called Hex Alpha. Okay. And it is comprised of 6 60-degree triangles. So that adds up to 360 degrees. Okay. And of course, one triangle is up and one is pointing down. So it's as above, so below. Okay. So part of this, at the most basic level, is an expression of nah, Golden, they don't ask, they just look crazy. They just look crazy. And I could tell certain folks who may think that they have rights to this symbol, or they look disturbed when they see this. So at one basic level, this denotes some type of balance. Okay. Because it is the above seeking harmony with the below. All right. That's one. This is also, obviously is going to bring out the number 6, because it's 6-pointed. So then this is the combination of the study, because then it brings your mind into other realms of symbolic references. Hebrew letter Va has a numeric value of 6. Okay. All right. That's a Va. And the Va, which has a value of 6, it has a meaning of the nail. That's what a Va symbolically means. It means a nail. Maybe I should move over this way, then I don't have to. Yeah. So then you just use your imagination, your visualization, common sense. What does a nail do? A nail binds things. Okay. But through binding, we typically give a negative connotation to the word binding. Peace, Cardalia. But the nail, if we're building a structure, what does a nail do? It secures things. It holds things in place. It is forming something. Okay. It's it is going to provide a means of safety. It's structural. Okay. You got to think the 4, which is the box, which is the dalet in Hebrew. The 4 means doorway, or dalet means doorway. So the 4 is it's a doorway of formation. It's forming something. Okay. And then all of a sudden you got the 5, which we know in numerology, the 5 represents change. Okay. So now the 5 kind of bust up stuff. And this is where the 5-pointed star comes in. Because now here we have the box, which is 4, and we add a something to the top of it. That now produces a 5. But what the change, it has broken this form though. So by the time we get over here, mic check. Okay, my mic is back. By the time we get over here to Venus, which we see with the star over here, we have broken out of the form of Dalet. So Venus with the 5 coincides with Hey, the Hebrew letter Hey. And then after we've got this breakup from form, here we have the Va, which is the hex alpha, now takes this new thing that emerged, and now we kind of give it a new structure again, a new harmony. I hope this makes sense. The 4 is form, it's a formation, and then there's a busting out of it because now there's a head. In other words, Venus through the 5-pointed star represents man. Now the head emerges. Now we have a whole complete body, but it's chaos. Okay. And then the 6 brings some type of order. The 6 coincides with Tifereth on the tree of life. And the Tifereth is referred to as the beauty, because Tifereth is the beauty. Why? Because it serves as a nail or a connection between the upper parts of the tree and the lower parts of the tree. You got the supernals of Kether, Hokmah, Banah, Hesed, Gabor. They are pouring into Tifereth. And then that which is below, as above, so below, which would be Netzik, Hod, Yesod, Malkuth, they all connect through Tifereth. So these are all variances that can give us the grand scheme of this semblance of balance that the 6 and the hex alpha, the va, the nail, the connecting is pointing to. Connecting as above with so below, creating a semblance of harmony after the 5 has emerged, because it's necessary. If we just stay in the box of 4, then everything dies. So everything has its place. The 5 must emerge. Okay. So that's one facet. In the middle of this 6-pointed star, I have a 13. Okay. Good one. Yes. Beauty is also the middle way between severity and mercy. That's right. Excellent. And Tiferet would be on what? It would be on the center pillar. That's right. The 13 in the middle of this hex alpha, the 13 has been maligned as an evil number or as unlucky. Well, if you just think about it, if there are 12 disciples, who are they disciples of? They are disciples of the 13, because the Christ figure would represent the 13th piece. So actually, we're supposed to be striving to be the number 13, because that is a number of enlightenment. So it's just like how other things are maligned through propaganda, because there were systems put in place to deter man from evolving. So then you would put out this propaganda, and the word propaganda is actually invented by the church. You put out propaganda to make these things evil. The snake becomes evil. The 13 becomes evil. The concept of being a witch, and this is why how you come in, and when Hollywood comes into play, you create cinematic expression that will help condition the subconscious mind to see these things as evil and to stay away. Freddy Krueger, Friday the 13th, that's to help solidify this idea that 13 is evil, when 13 is a holy number, because it represents Christ's consciousness. Now, I said I got 6 letters on here. Well, these 6 letters are actually 2 words that are hidden. I got them hidden, okay? And one of the words is echid. And the other one is behu. And this is why I call this video Creating Your Own Metaphysical Computer. That's right, Kardaya. Yeah, you know what time it is. Echid is the name. That is echid right there. That's the Hebrew word for the number 1. Echid. Okay. It consists of an aleph, a kit, and a dalet. Okay. That's 1. That's an 8. So that equals 9. And dalet or dalet has a value of 4. So you add those up. What do they equal? 13. So whenever you're saying the 1, you're also saying the 13. Here's one of the mysteries of the Christ figure. So by them aligning 13, they're actually telling you they do not want you to achieve Christhood or the Kres or the Christos. That is not what that is not what is desired. Okay. Now, so let's put a note here that it means 1, but it has a value of 13. Okay. Now, you see here, this one is a bit, a hey, and a va. This says bahu. Now, bahu means a chasm or a void or chaos. Now, what are you doing walking around with chaos on this shirt? So if it's a chasm or a void, guess what it would represent? 0 or the cipher, because it's no thing. Now, when you go back and read the Helios Biblios, it says that in the beginning, let me see if I can go to it real quick. We're going to go to Genesis. Sure, most of y'all familiar with this. And the earth was without form and void. That word void right there. Chapter 1, verse 2. Genesis chapter 1, verse 2. And the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. So what is possibly being conveyed here is that a singularity in consciousness was approaching a vast sea of chaos, attempting to form something out of the chaos. And what we have here is a computer. Because what does a computer work on? Zeros and ones. So when I created this symbol, I created my own computer, a metaphysical computer, by just studying, and I'm going to take stuff and I'm going to create my own thing with it. I didn't get this out of no book. I studied all these things and I made my own. I digested this food in my own way and created my own computer out of it. I told my folk in my sacred teaching, I'm trying to retire the word magic, but I'm gonna use it right now to drive this point home. A lot of magic is about the audacity to even know that you're capable of doing it. Sometimes we just don't take ourselves seriously. And this is where self-confidence comes in, because you have to have the confidence to even think that you're capable of creating something that can maneuver subtle forces. And sometimes our sense of self-worth is so low that we just cannot even fathom that I could create my own thing. I ain't got to get it from nobody. I don't have to go and get it out of a book. So this way, I'm coming back to all the folk who say about the book. I'm with you. This shit ain't come out no book. I use my studies that included books, and I went back into myself and said, self, what can we do with all this we've been learning? We're going to create our own. So this is a computer, because computer works on zeros and ones, Echid and Behu. Okay. So in keeping with the ethos of the symbol to bring balance and harmony, well, the 1 represents order and the 0 represents chaos. Order ab chaos. They're not the only ones who can utilize that concept. That is a metaphysical principle. Okay. And so when I wear this, I am saying that I'm Superman, because Superman's symbol was based on this too. When you look at the S, it is shaped like the hex alpha. I am identifying my Christhood. I am also saying that I am the central processing unit. I'm the CPU. I'm saying that I am the master transmitter, because when you go out, it's impossible to only have positive experiences. You're gonna, because we are surrounded by positive and negative energy. So to wear this, you can't just throw this on. You have to program your mind, and you may have to stay in conversation with yourself and be mindful to not be grabbed. And you have to remind yourself, I am the master transmitter. I'm the CPU. Now you see, I'm wearing this now. I've worn this all day. So I went out and we drove in crazy traffic. I mean, people going crazy. Okay. Crazy. And so I had to tell myself, I'm the master transmitter. I'm the CPU. All of this energy is food for me. It feeds me, because guess what? Somebody else is feeding on the energy in the cities. They're feeding on it. They are feeding on the energy. And so either we learn how to become people who get fed, or we be the food that is fed on. Either we learn how to eat, or we be eaten. And I'm not talking about no laws of the jungle, like go out here and just do. Let me be clear on this. This is not about going out and feeding on people's misery, doing harm to people. It is about simply recognizing the back and forth of positive and negative ions and saying, okay, I need to make sure that I'm in a position to utilize this energy and elevate myself. Because one thing I used to struggle with was, one of my favorite teachers, it is C. Freeman L. Okay. And one thing he broke down one time was the mysteries of the secret of the Great Pyramid of Egypt. And he said that the acronym, of course, is GPE. And on one footing, you have good. On the opposite footing, you have evil. And at the apex, you have perfection. Great Pyramid of Egypt, GPE. Good, perfect, evil. And I used to ponder on that, like, well, how do you really achieve this perfection? Because what I would wrestle with was, I can't see how me choosing to be evil, is what I perceive to be evil is going to balance out with and it takes time, and it takes living and experience and wisdom. And then then you dawns on you, oh, okay. It's not about you choosing, well, I'm gonna do the evil because I'm gonna balance. No. You stick to your integrity, but it's about the ability to rise above the contention between the two. Prime example is the current election. I mean, it is ramping up. It is ramping up. It's ramping up. And I'm gonna do a private conversation about what I think may unfold. But look at the tension. Like, people are doubling down, and they're not even taking the time to even question the whole system that we're participating in. They are locked in on their emotional position of, I'm on this side or I'm on the other side. You know, one is feeling like I'm on the good side and they think the other side is on the evil side. But what about the side of perfection? So what I'm talking about is, when I say this about in your city or wherever, your locale, wherever your environment, how to position our minds to not be overwhelmed by the increased tension that we're seeing, and to elevate our minds to say, all of this energy is food for me. Just like lifting weights. There is no good, the eccentric is when you bring the weight down. The concentric is when you push back up. Neither one is the good or the bad part. They are both necessary. So the perfection is me understanding the resistance that I am applying, which is building muscle. And I'm building the muscle by moving through the eccentric and the concentric. So I might have to go out here and deal with an asshole. On the same token, I might turn around and meet up with somebody who got some beautiful energy. How can I utilize both as a means of building my mental and spiritual muscle? That's what I'm talking about. And that's the point I've gotten to, of working more on, okay, it's all food. It's all energy for me to utilize. So understanding the power of the word and the script, anytime you have a word with SC, it denotes some type of scratching or cutting. Scissors, SC. Script, SC. Scratch, SC. Scrub, SC. Some type of tension or scratching, or there's something getting up under something, separating. It's something removing some surface layer when you got an SC. Damn, where was I even going with that? I got so caught up in explaining the SC. But either way, damn, where was I going with that? I was talking about the power of the word. Because when you write something, you are scratching your consciousness into this reality. So when I write these words, which no one would know unless I tell them what this really is, like I've told you all. And then I have it inside of a circle. Okay. Which would be the equivalent of the seal on the ring, the signet, the seal. Okay. So I'm saying that I'm in this is all stuff I'm just agreements with myself. Now, my point of explaining all this is, and there's more to it, but this enough. The point of explaining this is to give you an example of things that you can do. Because sometimes it seems like certain odds are so insurmountable, and certain forces, they got control of media, they got, but you know, do they really? Do they really? If we think outside the box, what can we actually do if we thinking outside the box? Or are we thinking along the lines of what people have told us is how you acquire power? Go out here and vote. That's what you got to do. You got to vote. Or, you got to do this. Nah. How about I choose how I exercise my power? That's what the awakening is supposed to be about. Or this Aquarian era that we're in. It's the realization of the power that I possess through my mind. I have the ability now. I can go and study just about anything I want. And I can go and be my own. I can be like a child. My only limitations are the limitations of my imagination. Oh boy. That's where we at. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to have these shirts. I'm probably going to make the design a little smaller, shrink it down a little bit so it's not so large. And I'm going to have these shirts available for purchase, different colors, probably be red, blue, black, maybe gray. And but I wanted to explain what the thought process is behind these, and the fact that I have gone out into the environment and I have worn it several times, and I've done field research. I've worn it one time and got mad tired. Why? Because I have something on here that sucks energy. Behu. What is a zero? It's a vacuum. It's a vacuum. And so I've worn it. And like I said today, chaos on the highway, so what you have to do is you have to have your mind programmed. You have to have your mind programmed. So I had this on at the gym when I picked up all that tired. So I was picking up energies off the people walking, but at the same time, Big Crit has this song, I need your energy. This world is killing me. Listen, if somebody get around me, I don't like their energy, I'll put that on. If I remotely feel like somebody has vampiric energy, I'll tune my mind in, and now I'm gonna condition my mind. I'm drawing on your little limited power source. And see, this ties back into the astrology. I have certain configurations in my chart. I have to protect myself, especially sensitive points on my ascendant. I have to protect myself from other people's trash and other people feeling like subconsciously invading my space in other words, physically invading my space, but through some type of subconscious drawing in, getting pulled towards me. And what used to happen was I'd be very frustrated and feel like people are attacking me. So I said, fuck this shit. I'm going to start going on the offensive. I got to protect me, not me going on the offensive as trying to go and do harm to people, but I'm going to start creating shit. I've been studying all this shit all these damn years. No, I'm going to start being more active with this. And I have Jupiter trine Mercury in my chart. So words are magical with me. That's one of my gifts. I can craft some words. That's why I love studying words. You know, it's just natural. So put it to work. Now, what I'm going to do is when people get these shirts, though, I'm going to have in the package that comes to you, you're going to have an activator. I'm going to write out a script that activates this. In other words, it'll be something that you can tap into. It ain't nothing. You ain't calling on nothing. You ain't trying to draw on no entity. This is all about you. You are activating you through these words, and through you activate these symbols, which are going to be worn on your person. So your energy is pushing out through these symbols out into the world. This shit is thought out. This ain't no bullshit. This you bring it to life through you. And so it's something that you will be able, and you'll know when that it ain't no bullshit. It's going to be, you're activating you through the shirt. And I gave you some of it, some of the clues. Central processing unit. So you're going to be acknowledging who you are, and through you acknowledging who you are, you will be activating the symbol. We talking about, this is where the shit is right now. City I'm from just got sent back into the Stone Ages. So that is a warning for all of us. That these people playing for keeps. In-game protocol. So now we don't have endless paper fiat. We don't have endless supplies and resources of this and that. We don't have bunkers that we've been building underground for 20, 30 years and stocked with all types of seeds and this and that. We don't have that. But what we do have is magic. Personal magic. How do we find it? One way is know thyself. How do I know thyself? One way is through studying your natal chart. And what is your predisposition that you came back here on earth with? What are your natural gifts? What are your natural challenges? Because those challenges will help activate your gifts. I always been able to write. I always had the gift of gab. I've been able to sit down and craft and get up in front of people and talk and not be scared. Might be nervous, but not scared. But I never took it seriously. I needed the squares and the oppositions in my chart. And when the time came around to activate them, I needed those things to happen to get me to see how to utilize the trine. Sometime a trine, you have beautiful trines in your chart, be lazy as hell in that area because it just comes to you too easily. And you need a struggle to activate your gifts. And so when you know how to look at your chart and go back and reflect on your life, like, oh man, this was not for nothing. There was a purpose behind this struggle. And then it give you power. it gives you power, it gives you wisdom, and then things start coming online. There are devices that will come on. Let me see if I got this. If I got this. So I refer to Brother Bobby Hemmett a lot. And he used to mention this book, Kundalini for the New Age. Okay. And there's a certain section in here he would reference. It says, let me read some of this. This is coming from the section, the scientific investigation. But nature has provided safeguards that can make it impossible for any scientific investigation to know the nature of or to control the mysterious forces involved in these occurrences at the present evolutionary stage of the race. The reason for this is simple. We know what amazing devices protect life on Earth. The whole drama of organic evolution from the beginning to this moment is a miracle of divine protection, continued for billions of years against staggering odds. One chance being billion against billions, repeated interminably. Yet that one infinitely slender chance succeeded, and humanity owes her existence to that. We also know that there are defenses that act as umbrellas around the earth. The heavy side layer, for instance, that shields terrestrial life from the lethal effects of cosmic radiation. Skip down. These are defenses that allow us to live unconcerned and undisturbed while the earth whirls through space at terrific speed with flaming oceans of fire storming and raging in her interior. There are defenses in our body that protect us from the deadly attacks of malignant bacteria time after time. There are psychological devices, as there are devices in ants and bees that rule the social conduct of human beings and form the instinctive background of every human social order. There are devices that bring the human fold back again to the path of evolution after every departure or digression through the offices of religious teachers, revolutionaries, and reformers. There are devices that will come into operation at the time of a seemingly annihilative nuclear war to save the race from extinction. For it is meant to fulfill a glorious destiny. In short, we are miraculously preserved and protected from every side and at every moment. Often we even fail to realize that there is design in every fragment, in every event of the universe. There are devices that will come online. Yeah, just the Don. Yeah, you know it. So yeah, he used to always reference this. There are devices that will come online. And those devices come online in different ways, and we have to be able to recognize when they're online. That device may come online as an idea. It may come online as a download. It may come online as an intuitive directive that tells you, don't go this way, go that way. Or it may tell you, leave this city and go elsewhere. And your humanity may say, no, that don't make sense. And I don't know how I'm gonna make it if I and but you see what I'm saying? So we have to develop the ability to recognize the voice. Sometimes the studying and just the awareness that you have, especially the awareness of symbolism, so that you can start seeing symbols around you, numerology, so you can start seeing numbers. And I'm always counting up numbers. We got caught behind a train yesterday. First of all, I had just did a video about when there's chaos, create order where you can't create order. Children had all these toys upstairs, and I said, I want to get some space in there, and I'm gonna make some of that space where I'm gonna do some of my shirts, my apparel, my heat presses, or heat pressing and whatever, and packaging. And my wife went up there and got all that shit organized. She had the babies coming there. What you want? What da 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 da. We going and we got this whole big huge truckload of stuff to take to the shelter to give away. Cleared out all this space. Order. Brought some order. But damn, I keep going off on these side stories and forget my damn train of thought. But either way, it was I brought that up to say that was an example of what I mentioned in yesterday's live about creating order where you can. Oh, it was a fact of that, in going along with listening to the directive of where you're supposed to be moving. Something else I was going to go with that. But either way, listening to your internal voice. Power's coming online. Oh, thank you, Jessa Dunn. So we were going to take the stuff to the shelter. That's where the damn train come in, and we trying to get there by 6 o'clock, and the train comes across and catches us. So the engine of the train, the numbers added up to 8, and then the caboose, when it finally went by, counted those up. And thank you, Kadaya. Yeah, y'all got me back. And then when the caboose came by, the number on it added up to 8. So now we got 88. And first of all, 8 is a karmic number because it is let's do this. Maybe I'll do the board this way, then it's easier to see. Eight's karmic because it's the circle. The karma is the circle results in the circle. So it's a reflective, one action begets the next action. Okay. That's one aspect of the 8. And it's just interesting that this year is an 8 year, 2024. But what I want to do is I want to go in real time because I ain't even looked this up. I just remembered it, but I didn't look into it. So I'm gonna share one of y'all give me one of the little secret weapons. This is stuff I normally share with in our group on Sundays. I always hold a little something back on these live things that I keep from my folk in the inner sanctum, but I'll share this. This is a book I've told them about. It's a 2-volume set called Sapphires, a treatise on gematria, the magical language. 2-volume set. excuse me, I think it's a valuable piece to have. And so I'm just going to look into this. Let's see what 88, because it was 2 8s. And I know 888 represents, in Greek spelling, is Jesus or Christos. So here, what this thing will give you is it'll give you words that'll have a numeric value of 80 of the number you're looking for. One of them is, this would probably be Kebul, because it's a kit. No, it's Bakul, because that's a 8. That's a kit. It looks like a calf. That would be 28. Yeah, 28 and 2 lamets. Lamet is 30. So that's 60 plus 28. So that's cacao, something like that. So colored, and colored means to conceal. This suggests that the material world is a veil of color, concealing the real nature of the life power. Conceal. You know what we're talking about? This whole conversation is about things that are concealed, because that's what occult means. We're talking about the occult symbolism behind geometric images. We're talking about the occult symbolism of letters and numbers and just things hidden in general. That's interesting. Here's another word, is Kimin or Kim. Wait, Kim is, that's 48. So Kimim. But it's Kim, which is one of the ancient names of Egypt, which has a value of 48 with an extra mem on the end. And this is to be hot, to glow, to brood, to hatch. Hatch is a birth. This coincides with the word for a Hebrew word for semen. Lamet cat. That's a noon on the end. So I'd have to sit with this. But I think there's something. Oh, it coincides also with the Hebrew netzik. Now netzik on the tree of life, one of the key words for netzik is victory. And if you get my booklet, where's my booklet? I don't know where I put it. In my bundle, my booklet in there, 2020 and the World to Come. I do this breakdown of netzik and the word victory, and how the word victory ties into the word thing, and thing ties into the word sacrament. This whole breakdown of the word victory, and how the magical significance. It also means white, as in pure. Netzik. So the victory is actually the purification. So, okay, I'm gonna hang my hat right there. I think that's something of significance. Okay, we got to hang our hat right there. Purity, purification. Because purification also means purging. Pluto right now is at 29 degrees of Capricorn in the Western tropical zodiac. 29 of Capricorn. And there's a great purging going on. And we are feeling it collectively right now. This purging. And it's funny that this traces back. And even when I referenced that it has a rendering of semen in here. It's a lamet, it's a bet, which would be 32, a va, which would be 38. Yeah, and a nun, which would be 50, which is 88. So this word would be Leban. Yeah, Leban. Yeah, Leban means white. That's another word for yogurt. Leban. See, I never knew the actual spelling. Leban, yeah. Whiteness, semen, refers to purity and innocence. And innocence. So, the victory, which coincides with 88 too, comes through purification and innocence. You cannot enter the kingdom unless you come as a child, which is innocent, regaining our innocence. We're going through a purification right now. A lot of people are revisiting their childhood as having to go back and free the child who has been left in bondage because of harm that was done to the child or done to themselves when they were children, and having to go back and free that child that was locked up. So this is a time of purification. The purge. There's a purging going on. 29 of Capricorn, anaretic degree, the great purge. Because when Pluto moves into Aquarius, it ain't coming back in the Capricorn for another 240 something years. And then soon Neptune's going to be making its purge, but it's not Neptune is not as acute because it's still got to make its ingress into Aries, and it's got to go back into Pisces again, then make its re-ingress. But this Pluto one, which Pluto in itself is a planet of purging. But the other side of purging is purity. They come from the same root family. Purge, purity, and pyre, as in pyramid. So the fire is also, why do we put something into fire? It kills off bacteria, it purges it, cleanses it. So maybe that 88 was a mess. Maybe that was a message from that. Stay on the course. Allow for the purging and allow your innocence to be re-established, to become reacquainted with the child in you. Golden said the funeral pyre. That's right. Cordalia said it's the third time I'm hearing this message. Wow. Yeah, that's some ill shit. I hadn't even looked at this. I'm gonna have to sit with this some more. Leban. Purity. So I think I done about covered what I need to cover. Creating your own metaphysical computer. We go into more. Oh, wow. Pluto transiting your 12th house. May the force be with you. But you know, that means you come out renewed. You know, you come out renewed. You come out refreshed. And something's been jumping. I get these things come up and like, I've been feeling the push. I've been wanting to get Hilton Hotima's library. You know, he's got the 2-volume set about secrets of regeneration, something like that. And this Pluto transit has been making me want to go back and I got a couple photocopies of some of his stuff, but I want his. For some reason, I've been getting pushed that I want Hilton Hotima, and that starting particularly with that title, Secrets of Regeneration. But these shirts, y'all let me know in the comments. Like when you go back in the comments under the video when this is posted, let me know if you would be interested or would want to rock something like this. Now that I've explained, now I'm going to be coming out with some other stuff. I'm not going to explain all these because, you know, this is enough, you know, because, you know, you got a lot of shout out to the brother Gemini Brown, because we sometimes have conversation, you know, on the phone, and he put me up on. He put a bug in my ear one time. It was like, look, man, you know, people still out here, man, you know, and I respect that, you know. He's a Gemini, Virgo moon, and so that Virgo moon shows up in my 10th house. So I enjoy talking with people who I can share game with and who can give me some game, you know? So the brother gave me some game. He's like, look, man, you know, yeah, Nilo kicking knowledge. Yeah, he's like, nah, motherfucker, you better slow your roll, you know. So yeah, I got some ill symbolism coming out, some ill shit, because that's what time it is. I'm telling you, it's what time it is, you know. But just stay tuned. So let me know when you go and watch this. And let's see. Of course, November 10th, reminder. I say watch both of y'all, Virgo moon in my 8th. That's what's up. November 10th, my webinar. Love for you all to come out and participate and secure your seat. It's going to be Sunday, November 10th, 3 p.m. Texas time. That's Central Standard Time. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The mystical almond, the seed of chaos and order. You don't want to miss it. Come out. It's going to be an old school lecture. I'm going to lay it out. I'm going to throw down. It's going to be something you're going to be able to feed on this one for a long time. I'm going to give you a lot of it's going to be a metaphysical occult buffet. But it's going to be simple though. It ain't going to be a bunch of useless details. It's going to be like a Tyson fight. Every punch could be a knockout. So every point I hit could be a knockout. Okay. So That's what's up with mine. I've been seeing this message all day. Well, that must be the divine coming through, you know. So you can go over and support. That is, I don't know if I put that up in here, the banner for that. Nah, it ain't in here. I'll put it underneath in the comments. I'll pin it at the top, that where you can go and sign up for the webinar. Matter of fact, let me do this. There you go, right there. All right. And you know, of course, at the website, you can always I got a host of things over there. Coaching, readings, everything's affordable. You know, there's options. If you're more cost sensitive, I got recorded readings. We can do phone coaching. We don't have to do Zoom. We can do phone. Just go over there and check it out. 720astrology.com. You know, and let's see. Trying to see what I got over here. Y'all want to hear something before we get out of here? Let me know. If not, we can go, because it's always 10 till 1 in my neck of the woods. Said, I just repurchased the only astrology book you'll ever need. I need explosive change in my life. Any say explosive change. Well, you know, I don't know. I have to see where you're coming from, you know. But that's an excellent book. That's one of the C. Freeman L. used to recommend that book, the only astrology book you ever need. I got one of the older versions with the big purple one. But yeah, it's a great, it's a lot of, you know, what's her name? Isabel Hickey, her book. Another good one is Marsha Moore's book on astrology. But you know, when you say you need explosive change, you know, that's a multifaceted. You create the change. So I'm wondering if you have a lot of fixed energy, and if there might be a struggle with you initiating change. And yeah, that crazy said, where's Uranus in your chart? Yeah, because hard transits with Uranus will push you into change. They'll force you into it, you know, with something sudden. Pluto will tear down things. So here's the thing. Do you want something? Do you feel like you need something to happen to create this change? Or do you feel, oh, you're an Aries, MC, let 320, you right on it. Oh, you're a Pisces right there at I think that's the end of Pisces, isn't it? 320. Yeah, you right there on the cusp. 320. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so you just have to figure out, do I want to make the change? Am I capable, or do I need to have my fingers pried off? Yeah, 29 of Pisces. Oh yeah. They done made a lot of money off of me. Half price books. The thing about it with change is, if the outer planets do it, it's going to be difficult. If you can figure out how to, if you're at 29 of Pisces, also you got Neptune on your sun right now. So something's being dissolved. Yeah. So you're in the phase of something being dissolved anyway. And you may be feeling like you don't have a lot of sense of direction, because when Neptune is in connection with the sun, you're talking about the sun is focalized light. And when Neptune is in contact with it, think about sunlight trying to pierce ocean water. Now at the surface is pretty strong, but with every layer that you go deeper, the sunlight loses its power, and it's kind of what can happen with, it doesn't have to be as harsh because it's a conjunction, but it's more acute when they're in hard aspect, but it's still going to be, you're going to feel it with those two conjoining, because they're not opposites, but they kind of in some ways like the antithesis of each other. It's fire and water, so I guess you could say it's the antithesis, and the sunlight gets fractalized with Neptune. But maybe maybe your focus needs to be dissolved. And it sounded like maybe it does, and Golden Timeline said Saturn too transiting your house, causing restriction, and maybe you do need some restrictions though. And here you having a dance with these two. Your sun is it's not in between them. I was about to say in between, but no. But they're all approaching. They're applying to your sun right now. So where does something need to be dissolved? But at the same time, where do I need to be building a new structure? And how am I using my imagination? I always remind people, study previous transits to get an idea of how other people have utilized the energy to see what's possible. Disney got busy. Although we know what Disney is, we know it's some sick shit with Disney, but let's just take the absolute value. They got busy while that Saturn was in Pisces, forming something of prosperity out of illusion. Prosperity, Saturn, illusion, Pisces. We're seeing people trying to form a new reality, a new structure, a new government reality, Saturn, by using fear, by using illusion right now. Saturn in Pisces can bring out a lot of worry. So it's, how do we choose to use it? How do we choose to use it? But I'm spitballing. Holla at me. Let's look at your chart. And let's see what all going on. Oh yeah, your sun's got a applying trine from Mars right now. Oh yeah. So it's just emotions are higher. Yeah, holla at me. Let's look at the chart and talk out of the view of public eye, and we probably can come up with something substantial. But let's see. I'm gonna throw something on real quick. Somebody was like, "What you gonna say?" Somebody was like, "Hear what? What you talking about? Hear something?" I'm talking about some music. Throw on something real quick. Right on, Cardaya. I feel you. You're not alone. It's but it's a beautiful thing to be contemplating, though. To be contemplating where I'm gonna go and how am I gonna get there, versus the beauty is to be in a position where you are even attempting to figure it out, and there's something to figure out. A lot of people I don't know. They're stuck and don't even know they're stuck. It's a beautiful thing to at least to recognize that you feel stuck and to be actively looking for a remedy. That's the that's the greater percentage of it. Let me see what I got. This something old. I don't really like this. Well, we'll do this, then we'll get out of here.
What if your soul is like a hitchhiker that's just standing on the side of the highway looking for somebody to pick it up so it can get on its way? That tripped out. Let the Shekinah fall down on you. Yeah. Your life's a bitch. Well, I'm still pedaling like a Peloton and stay in close contact with friends and fam like telecom. My house is my church and the cat is on my mantle perched. A red reef in my fireplace, the fertile turf. Make ears ring in the inner earth, my megahertz. Is melatonin based, a magic minimalist works. My tenor speaks with a command and a calm temper. Cause tomorrow's tremors emerge from tragedies remembered. People cheer your climb, but when you fall, they yelling timber. You ball and do reality, bite your ass around December. So ride the goat or the donkey of the coat. Cause a trip to Jerusalem is an antidote, cautious approach. Floors made of glass, Sheba left her skirt. Your 7 pillars interwoven like a silken shirt. Gave me a golden ring with 72 concealed things. And if I master these, there will be no siblings or endings. Like INGs are properly manipulate mythologies and write out trilogies. My genealogy, pre-dynastic probably before cosmic lobotomies. Henry's son, the prodigy, is prophecy. I'm on my way, man. I don't know about nobody else. I can only speak for myself. I'm on my way, man. Let me drink some water. My throat gets a little parched when the spirit stirs me like a golden arch. I break the art, constructing my art was a delicate art. My heart was molded from malachite and a lightning spark. The truth, the booth confessional, priest in my profession flow, immaculate Emmanuel, Ezekiel with parables, panorama dynamic flow that took your core down to your soul. Now God done took hold, the Sufi on his way, that fish shit learning is the revelation for which the world has been yearning. Got you looking there, looking hither for redemption coming, when the pieces at the center like an engine humming. Yeah, I'm on my way, man. I'm telling you, man, I'm on my way. Him? Her? I don't know. I know I'm on my way. Lights, camera, action. Watch the monkeys dance. For some trinkets, if they fame but never get the bag. Your mouth open and your thumbnails, the minstrel show has now commenced. This Maya's rum is now taking hold. I'm on my Robert Shaw, him and shit with benefits. La ilaha illallah, so shine like amethyst. The word is murder, pray for fools to rise some innocence. To responsiveness, responsibility commence. Cause the truth is spoken ever so effortless. The word. I'm on my way, man. Think music. Death.
Oh, my mic is muted. Damn, I didn't even know my mic was muted. Okay. Can y'all hear me now? My bad. Let's do this one. Auto Templo. I had a dream that I was laser focused like a blue beam, piercing minds to show infinite things, like the inside of the inside where the bird sprouts his wings and flights forces form inside perfect design storms. Man is not afraid to think outside established norms. If conforming got you charmed, and with you I've got qualms. We are not destined to exist as slaves, and we are fed wisdom through a cord from mama's nave. Severity, my mother birthed me, but first carried me mercifully. The water is inherently mine. Maritime or war, this ship will survive. Calm seas or storm weather, still I glide. Waves take you up and down. Emotion roller coasters take charge, calm them now. You're the captain of your soul. How can you be moved when you're working your plow? There is evil, and then there's perfection. See, Freeman L. revealed this in a lesson. That's the great pyramid of Egypt. You only fell cause you knew that you would be up. Unfinished souls come back to earth for a re-up. Not to worship paper and search for the fleece up. Ease up on the physical. Limited eyesight and think critical. While automatons slowly become digital. Mass actors are underneath are pitiful. Facades are awful hard to maintain with X-ray vision. See the inner parts. The word. Okay, I found it. I'm gonna play one more. I hope y'all like this one. This is called Divine, and give you a little backdrop. So what I'm doing with this track is I'm playing with the words. This Divine is, I use it as an acronym. So several places I'm going to be using DIVINE, and each letter become a word. Like the first, it starts off debonair, intelligent, visionary, intuitive, nuanced, extraordinary, divine. So I'm taking the word divine and I create a word for each letter. So you'll hear it. I just, but I hope y'all like it, and we're going to get out of here. Debonair, intelligent, visionary, intuitive, nuanced, extraordinary, divine. The rose of Sharon meets the dove, my dictionary, intersex vividly, imagine now, early, divine. I knew my time would come, but patience not my virtue. Life is funny though, jumping too fast, it should have hurt you. But the dawn is Venus, is intuitive, new emotion, divine. Motion, ocean floating, Billy Rubin ocean.
the shit. I am it, this dedicated in verbal intent, nighting the divine bars lit. Confident language, I dare you to try this. The lane switch, we tackle the abyss. Descend to ascend, straight into bend. Jamming like Ben, 3-stack, O'Farrell munchin'. Divine. Black thoughts uncommon, but I got common sense. So my comma bun concomitant with comet hits. Dissect my bars to get a PhD in cunning wit. Delve in vibrations and known esoterics divine. My dialogue and verses now expanding. Divine consciousness over under understanding. Oh, the path is so demanding. And being real is uncanny. Automatons need nannies. I'll up the ante because I'm so anti. Dumb, stupid, ignorant. Come with something handy. Something I can hold. Some tangible untangies. Meanwhile, I craft balls that dangle like ear candies. D-I-V-E inside the mind of a fine wine that's aged over time. Linguistic gymnastic every time I spit mine. These lines must be read between to find the jewels hidden inside. Divine. Inspiration, needlepoint excellence, divine vibrations, you best believe it. The end conceive it, hands cleave it. I wrote my own religio, so like the script said to do so. My offsprings will have the crystalline milk flow. The honey mix, cinnamon opens the dough. To be the nigga, the ginger, the naga, pretender. Never send back if fake is the endeavor. Yes, I like cheddar, but for the expense of soul essence, never would trade whatever, whenever. Fair or storm weather, we can sing but not talk together. Cause cons get reversed or cursed inside my verse. I wordsmith the game, no need rehearse. The spring burst, vernal equinox, you thirst. I thirst for more to leave your body enriched like iron ore. The divine whore I stir. Eyeing soft earth from now on and going forth, me and her. Divine. The barren woman becomes the virgin. The baptizer is the revelator come in person. The vicar, the wicker, kindle light flicker in the night sky come hither. In the winter where the plants wither and the earth is bitter, you will find your great potential, let the seeds enter. The ground with the feces round, the scarab beetles found. A place to lay eggs, nutrients and soil fed. Scorpio flow risen from the frozen dead. This is the word, bar superb. Every noun and verb perfectly formed. I gets down, you heard. Jacob's ladder climbing out of the dirt. The work, Dogun insight. Visors and neon, excellent divine eyesight. Higher than kite, lower than lithium dick sights. We dig through plights to take red light flights at midnight. Type 5 spit right, the true essence of my life. I got a simple message, if you cite it then get it right. Cause this is divine.
All right. Gotta give a shout out to my man, Dap Dunlap. That's my homie that I record music with. He did that track. But I appreciate y'all tuning in, vibing with me. Glad y'all digging it. Some of y'all comments is funny. Said, bro, it's like Georgia, Tennessee, and New York. All that's funny. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in. And yeah, your positive energy. And I'll catch y'all on the top side on the next one. Y'all keep your energy high, keep your vibes high as best you can. Try to surround yourself with the energy that matches yours. And when you can't, make sure you got yourself protected at all times. Stay down until you get up. When you get up, stay down. And know the stars and know yourself. Peace.